Okay, so this time what we want to do is advance on a little bit further than what we did last month with that shuffle pattern, that, or I can't remember the rhythm off by heart now, but we're advancing on from that and whacking a few extra notes in there if you'd like to have a shot at it. Alright, so what we'll do then, we'll start with the same sequence of notes. We'll be in the same key. We'll be in the A, D, E key. So it's the A key, of course. Now we're going to start with the A5, which means you'll need to play the A string open, and then you'll also need to play the first finger on the second fret of the fourth string. So A open on the fifth, first finger on the second fret on the fourth string. So there's your first two notes. To play this sort of pattern, you'll need to go. I'm using my thumb to play that, and in this camera over here you'll probably get a better idea of it. So thumb just to play the bass open note, which is the A on the fifth string, but I'm using these two fingers to play the same string A and also the companion notes that are on the fourth string. That's how they'll work. However, what you might like to do is use your pick to do it. So it's just as effective. Alright, so now to get that sort of rhythm happening, what we need to do is play that chord again, that A chord, and we start with the open on the A on the fifth string, and we play the companion note, which makes it an A5, which is the first finger on the second fret on the fourth string. So we're going to play the first two chords. These A5 chords will be just that. So the first one's a little bit longer than the second one. Then we're going to play with the second finger the third fret on the A string, the fifth, and we're going to play the fourth fret with the third finger on the same string, the fifth. So we'll go, that's your very first starting point. Now you're going to play that, and then you'll play that A5 chord after that. So you'll play just like that. Let's try it again. So that's what you'll be playing. Now how do we do it? Well, we've got the two A's and then the third and the fourth on the A string. Then we're going to play the two A's again. Then we're going to play the fourth fret on the fourth string with the third finger. And then we'll have a reference to the A again, and which is the open 5. And then we'll play the fifth with the little finger on the fourth string, and then we'll have another reference back to the open there, and then we'll come back to the fourth with the fourth fret with the third finger on the fourth string. Okay, so fourth finger, and then we'll play another one of those. After you've played the fourth finger on the fifth fret, and then the alternating note on the open 5, and then the fourth fret, third finger, fourth string note, then you'll play another two A5 chords down here. You refer back to here, and then you'll play, after that you'll play the third and the fourth on the fifth string, and that's the whole round. So it'll go. Then you start again. When you've played that through twice, you've basically played your measure of bars that you need before you move to the D, which is what you're actually doing is just moving everything you've just done down one string each. So you're going to the two middle strings. Now you're playing the D open and you're using your first finger on the second fret of the third string. But all the finger movements correspond with what you were doing on the fifth and the fourth string. So you'll go, you'll only need to do that once if you're doing the 12 bar system. Then you'll go back to the A after one round on the D, that's a D5 chord. Then you go back to where you started. And then you go up to the top, sixth string, fifth string, but the fifth string will have your pointer finger playing the second fret there. So when you go to that sixth and fifth string playing the E5 chord, like that with your pointer finger, you'll probably just like to play the initial part of that rhythm. And then you can go up to the two middle strings again because you're referring back to the D chord. And just play that first part of that section. And then you'll come back to the A that you started with. And then if you want to, you can whack that turnaround at the end. The A that you finish off with before the turnaround, once again that's your turnaround. That's what I would probably do. Work what you originally did all the way up to your little finger note here, and then whack in your 5 chords there. And once again, as I'm pretty sure we learnt in the first video on this, these blues shuffles, is you're playing the D 5 chord. So once again, a 5 chord is where you play the root note, one string up, and the fifth note of that scale, one string down. But to achieve that, you don't want to have a finger in between here, or you don't want to do that, as I mentioned last time. So some like to play it with those two fingers, and some might want to use their little finger, whatever you want to do. But the whole thing will sound basically like this. So there you go with that one then.